Okay, I'm getting a clunking noise in my car, and I'm pretty sure I know what it is, but let me see if I can make it clunk. So when I back up and then go forward, or turn and then go forward, anytime I stop and then pull forward in traffic, I hear a little clunk. So let's see if we can make it clunk. Yeah, I kind of hear it, but you can more feel it than hear it. Anyway, I'll pull the wheel off and I'll show you what I think is clunking. All right, so this is the driver's side, and this is the rod end, or sway bar end, that is on the driver's side, hooked up to the steering linkage. So what I'm guessing is clicking is there's a bumper here where my finger is, and the bumper's worn out. So every time I turn or accelerate or slow down, this thing rocks. So it might be like back, and then when I take off, it'll sling forward like that and cause a clunk. Now it sounds different here, but in the car it sounds like I ran over a speed bump or something. But anyway, it shouldn't be like that. It should not knock like that. So I'm going to replace this, and first thing I'm going to do is measure the distance from the end of this nut to the edge. See my finger here, to the edge of here, kind of the shortest distance, just to get a reference point. And then this nut here, before I break it open, I'm gonna put a piece of tape all the way around, because I'm just gonna loosen it up enough for me to unscrew this tie bar end. And then from there, if it can be seen, there's a castle nut here. Gotta take the cotter pin out and loosen that castle nut, and then I've got to bang on this lobe to loosen it up, so I can push it down, or maybe get a drift punch or something, because it's kind of hard to get in there and punch that down. So let me see if I can do it. Okay, I got this nut here broken loose, so I just got it, you know, untight. And then this one, I actually had to use a 19mm wrench. Let me go around this side here. This nut here, 19mm wrench, and now I'm gonna bang on this with a hammer to get this to come down. All right, so I just banged on it right here, and that got it to loosen up. So now I can remove this nut all the way. Then we'll take this thing out. All right, I'm gonna drop it down, and that's it right there. Just kind of wobbles around, but yeah, it's not supposed to be doing that. Something's going on that it's clicking, either worn out or something. Okay, I got these vice grips on the shaft just to keep it from turning while I turn the tie rod, and I'm going to count how many turns it takes to come off. I've also measured from the end of this nut to where is it, to wherever this ear is over here, where my finger is, right there. So, and I wrote it down, 8 7/16. So that's going to be kind of my measurement when I put the new tie rod in. Alright, so I'm going to count how many times I have to rotate it to get it off, and the nut, or the bolt pointing up. One turn, you know, when the nut turns around and comes back up, that's 1 rotation. So this video is more for me to remember. 13, 14. So 14 is when it came off. So 14 is when is how many I want to turn the new one on. Okay, here's the replacement one. And I would say if you are a halfway proficient shade tree mechanic, you could do this. I did it all with a crescent wrench, vice grips, hammer, 19-inch wrench, or you can use a what do you call it? You can use a crescent, the same crescent wrench, and a pair of clippers, wire clippers. But here's the new one. Now 14 may not necessarily be accurate, but the secondary verification is the measurement from the end of this bolt to that lug. So, alright, and here's the new one. I can't move it around and make it clunk. This one, see, I can make it clunk. Yep, no clunk. So, here we go. So I'll start here. 1, 2, 14. Yeah. So that looks like it. If I try to go one more, it won't. So 14 is it. Yeah, see, if I try to go one more, it'll stick. So 14 is it. So let me stick it back up in the lug. Well, that wasn't too bad actually. This will move. You just have to give it a little force. So it fits right in, meaning my measurements are correct. So let me just put the castle nut on real quick. All right, so I'm gonna measure from this lug right here to the nut, the end of this nut right here, and it's supposed to be 8 7/16. Let's take this out of the way. And it's 8 7/16. That's a low-flying helicopter. Let me tighten everything up and we'll show you the end results. Alright, there you go. Alright, you see the cotter key there. I'm gonna use the scribe to try to lift that top part up a little. Or you can bend it sideways too. Here we go. Probably could have trimmed this before I stuck it in there, but that's alright. It's alright. That thing is nice and solid. Yep. See, I cannot rock it anymore. So, hopefully that helps you how to change the tie rod on your Hyundai Santa Fe. Oh, and don't forget to tighten that down, so let me do that. And the way you use a crescent wrench is the movable jaw. That's the side you want to pull towards, right? So if you want to go this way, you want to pull towards the jaw. If you want to go that way, you turn the wrench around and pull towards the jaw. Not that it won't work the other way, but it's just more efficient, and it won't spring the jaw open as badly. Alright, so let me give it the old good and tight. I'm sure there's some kind of torque specification, but good and tight works in this situation. Alright,
There we go. All right, I'm happy with that.
Now that deserves